Loading snacks.
What it do, snackers, snackettes, and snack X's? It's your boy Gage. I'm here with Sin. I'm here with Jokes, and it is time for another episode of Spoiler Boys.
Spoiler Boys!
She-Hulk edition.
Yes, sir.
She-Hulk episode 8 edition.
Mm-hmm.
Daredevil edition. Hey Sin,
Yes, what's up, sir?
what do you rank the episode before we have our discussion?
So far, She-Hulk has been a consistent 8 for me, with 1.7 in the bank so far. This one was my 9. Yeah, this was my 9. I was thoroughly entertained from beginning to end across the board.
Jokes?
Yep. So in keeping with my scores that I've been doing, I said it. This will be the 10.
This is a 10. Two things. Starting with you, Sin.
Mm-hmm.
What has to happen in the next episode for you to give a 10?
That's tough. We got our, Daredevil introduction in this episode. That was something everybody was waiting for. It did not disappoint. So that's why, that's one of the things that helped bump it to a 9. As far as what can the next episode do to bring it up to a 10, we need to close out everything with a nice bow. It has to make. It's got to be closed out with a perfect bow on it. It has to make sense. I would like to see She-Hulk and whoever they throw at her. I would like to see a nice endgame kind of, fight, see her get busy a little more. We got some of that in this episode. I would like to see that. I definitely want the comedy to stay there with it. And maybe some type of surprise we didn't see coming or something like that. Maybe that would help bump it up to a 10 right now.
Okay. Jokes?
Mm-hmm.
How does the series maintain a level 10 score for you after this episode with one episode left?
To maintain it, something similar. I don't expect it to have a nice bow, I guess, attached on it. I feel like there will be that cliffhanger per se to get us into whatever is going to be the next show, the next movie, wherever they're going to do the tie-in for it. I think the next one, I don't think I necessarily, maybe the comedy here and there, but the next episode, I think there's going to be a lot more action. So I think the action would help out to keep it in that realm. Definitely a surprise. And I mean, this would have to be like this is MCU shattering surprise at this point. Like, it can't just be like, I'm trying to think of a character right now that would show up. It would have to be something more than like a Wong showing up in there. I feel like we would need like one of our heavy hitting main MCU characters to show up outside of, like, I guess Daredevil at this point can be a main. He's not really a main MCU character, but like one of those core MCU characters.
You're talking Thor, Iron Man,
Captain America, Falcon,
someone along like it could be Captain America, Sam Wilson that would show up, but someone on the lines of that is going to be the linchpin.
Someone who lives in Wakanda.
Hey, someone that lives in Wakanda. Hey, they talked about vibranium, and there was vibranium in this episode, so Wakandans is not out of the question.
There were show-ups from Wakanda in Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Oh, yes, it was. They came to collect.
So they may be coming to collect again.
Exactly.
And so if Wakandans show up,
only one at my level doing this, collecting the African stuff.
And at this point, hey, listen, hey, you know what? It would be the perfect setup. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, Wakanda Forever is going to probably be its own thing, but that could be a nice little tie-in that we get going into Wakanda Forever.
True.
Really good. So I'm at a 9 for this episode. I think there's a part of me that feels like this. I think this might have been a 10 if we hadn't known Daredevil was coming.
I can
get behind that because, like I said, I'm really just coming off of it, and I'm like I really enjoyed that episode, and I can see after discussion and we get into it and all that kind of stuff, like it hitting there for real. But I get what you're saying. Yeah.
If Feige and them just said
that surprise would have been
all they just said just Daredevil's MCU and left it at that way back when, and then this would have been the show outside of No Way Home. But
right. That's what show Daredevil, not Lord, I can't. Matt Murdock.
Matt Murdock.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, we've speculated essentially all season about how Daredevil's going to show up, why he's going to need to be there, how that works. You know how I am, right? Somebody going to have to help me. Like, I don't think my man is supposed to be licensed to practice law in New York and LA, but hey, comics.
You know, right? Who knows? He may have already had the license and they just, you know what I'm saying? Like, who?
Hey, look, bro.
It's in a box. It's like he doesn't need that up on the wall since he's in New York. So
I just know my man showed up and made her look dumb.
Dumb.
Like it was nothing.
And I enjoyed every minute of it.
Oh, facts.
Came to that joint for war, bro.
He was cooking.
Sorry, guys, I'm late, but I got all my I's dotted and my T's crossed. Let's go.
Yeah, look, I mean, there's a part of me, I'm still, I think, a little bit in flux about how I feel about She-Hulk as a character. I think for all of the things that they're doing right, there are still moments like these where she comes off kind of dumb. Like, not dumb, but like, dumb is wrong. I shouldn't have said dumb. I apologize for that. Gullible.
Naive? Okay.
Yeah.
That's
like, it just, I don't know. It just seems like, again, I know we have to move a story forward or whatever, but like, as a lawyer, due diligence, right? So like, okay, you got a suit, your suit caught fire. Why did it catch fire? What was going on with it? What happened? Did you know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't quite go through the questions. And there's a part of me that, like, I can let some of it go only because it's like she wasn't really interested in moving forward with it. She was more interested in getting away from having to take the case in the first place.
Yeah.
Based on a conflict of interest. And we're ahead of ourselves, but
that don't mean nothing. Your conflict of interest in the superhero law division means jack shit.
Well, I mean, again, they're willing to sign a waiver or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she's the face of it, so that's why we hired you. Like,
but it's also, you know, once it becomes a fact that like these clients in particular are like very big clients, like they're major clients and they've supported us for however long, you need to do this case. It also is one of those things where it should be like, you need to win this case. So like, go and do the job. Go thoroughly do what it is you're supposed to do. And so it's like they start out portraying Jennifer Walters as this extremely, extremely capable lawyer. And for the most part, for what is supposed to be partially a law show, she hasn't really shown any of that prowess throughout the show, right? Like, there's some of it that happens during the whole thing with Blonsky and Abomination. It seems to kind of happen by happenstance, by accident, because he just kind of goes off the rail, turns into Abomination, and she kind of has to flip it. You know what I mean? And say, look, he could have really left anytime he wanted to, or whatever. But again, there are just pieces of it that make her seem bumbling. Mallory seems like a much more well put together lawyer. Even Pug, you know what I mean? For the little bit we got of him, seemed to be a much better put together. You know what I mean? Like everything about what she's doing, cases she's handling, everything we get to see her do anyway. Even ones that seem like they could be / should be an open and shut, have this kind of twist or have something in there that just unfortunately does something to the character. You know what I'm saying? That I feel like pulls away from the fact that she, again, look, we can say she's there because she's She-Hulk.
They focus more on her dealing with both sides of it than her actually being a good lawyer side of it in those cases.
Yeah. But they sold to us that yes, she's been asked to come on, but she was asked to come on because she put a case together that was so tight that she beat the best lawyers in the state. You know what I'm saying, or whatever, the best lawyers in the city. And that's why he asked her to. But even that, she ends up losing that case and getting fired from that case because of a She-Hulk level technicality, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. So, she won the case for Wong, but I feel like that's it. I don't know. I know that she is supposed to be a very capable lawyer, and I don't think they really showcase that at all. If that,
I can understand that. The only thing I could think of is maybe since, granted, you apply most of the same concepts, but maybe because she went from being, I guess a normal person lawyer to being a superhero lawyer, maybe that shift has her off her game necessarily in there for it. Like that's the only thing I could probably give her partial credit for. But at the same time, when you're a lawyer,
listen, she's distracted, and I get it. Right? There's a lot going on with her and with her life and how it is, and she wanted to maintain just Jen. And that is impossible, or has become impossible for her.
Yeah.
More and more. Let's talk about the show. Your man, Frogman, Leapfrog Man. Out here to stop Seth. Let me talk about these thieves for a second. Hey, these dudes just look like they shopping. They in the middle of the parking lot. They not behind the joint.
No, they not even parked in front.
Out with the joint. They walking out the joint talking about, oh yeah, this the joint with the new 4K.
Casually.
Hey,
one
how
of
was
us
the
would
TV
have
still
some
on?
type of tech talk.
Nah, it was in a box.
Okay, I thought the TV was on like that.
Nah, it was strange. It was in a box.
You probably saw the picture of the TV.
There was a picture of
it.
Yeah, but I just, these guys are it's just nobody cares. And LA is just like, whatever, bro.
They got the money out there. They're like, we'll get our insurance for it. We good.
Leapfrog.
Did you think for a moment when that first run pass happens and Slim gets hit and then you hear the landing on top of the car, did you think it was Daredevil?
Yeah. I was like, y'all just starting. Okay.
Oh, this how y'all coming in?
Yeah. Like,
y'all doing it like this? Oh, y'all trying to get a 10.
Did I see dude on top of the car? Like, is that Kick-Ass? That's a fraud.
Exactly. I said the same thing.
I think Kick-Ass is based on. Anyway, my man makes a very trash attempt to stop this theft. Sets off the boots. Ends up a fireball.
Almost a slogan.
Rip it
and rip it.
Yes. Oh my gosh, he's so trash.
That's actually straight out of the comics. Rip it and rip it, dog. Slim's a clown. Next thing we know, he in Jen's office. legs bandaged up, looking terrible. And you can tell like Slim is full of himself. Like just
No, definitely right off the break.
Oh man, this whole. As soon as he started talking about wanting to sue somebody for his suit, I already knew it was gonna be.
Oh, I was already.
Oh yeah.
Like who else could it be? Because the only other thing they could have done in that circumstance would have like introduced somebody else who also makes suit. Be like, oh, all right, now we got another person. Like
competition.
Nah. That
had to be
right.
like.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, I can't do this. He gets his. She straight up told my man, look, this man makes the only suits I can wear to work. Like, I can't do this. Like, this is important. This is a conflict of interest. Like, hey, yo, didn't you already do a joint that had a much more important conflict of interest than this? Like, didn't we do this already this season? Like, he's like, yo, yeah, it's cool. They already signed a waiver, dog. I got you. Like, you gonna do this. Like, they specifically want. He's excited because it's She-Hulk. He wants a Hulk on this case. That's you in there, and I appreciate that she had the wonderfully fitted suit.
Nice suit.
Like she, it looked good on her.
Yeah.
That was almost a wrap, bro. That was almost a full-on wrap. My suggestion is you go and talk to Slim and try to avoid the lawsuit at all. Try to avoid it even going there or, whatever. She shows up and my man is like, oh, no. First of all, I told you don't rush me, Jennifer. Your dress will be ready on Friday. Don't rush me. Fair. Oh yeah, okay. Now that's the thing. She showed up, seen him, looked in the mirror, and went to turn around. Where's she going?
Right, like.
You know what? I'm not.
That was that. I don't want to do this.
I don't want to do this.
I'm really not trying.
Just sent them a letter.
Yeah, he might not have ripped it up in her face. If it would just been a letter that came in. But the fact that she came in and said it was standing in front of him.
To be honest, he probably would have taken that worse. Oh, you can't even come see me in my face?
True.
You gonna send me this old dry letter? Talking about what? Man, I don't. Yeah. My man was on it. Huh? You hear that? What the dress say?
No.
Jennifer Walters ain't never getting another suit from Luke Jacobson ever again.
Did you call her Buffalo?
A Buffalo.
It's over.
Yes.
Bruh. Buffalo. God.
I was like, damn, dude. Like,
God.
Hey, listen. Clearly, he ain't scared of her hands, bruh.
Not even a little bit.
Not at all. Man probably got his own super suit in there somewhere that's like.
And again, I'm sure my man got Bammers in his back pocket. Like, you owe me a joint. She-Hulk came in this joint, threatened me. What's up?
Hey, he needed a lawyer. He had somebody to call.
He did already.
Ooh, in the pocket.
Two. Look, bro. They show up to court. She ready. She's so hot by the time they leave. By the time she leaves his office, like you gonna regret this? She's like, we got this, man. This joint is in the bag. Oh my man, I hope you're not foolish enough to represent yourself. I'm not stupid.
No.
Yeah, she was already. Hey yo, we got this.
So Joe, when he ain't had no lawyer, did you know what was gonna happen?
Yep. There was no. There was no way around that. There was no way around that one.
You ain't think for a second it was gonna be like Mallory or like Pug, or it was gonna be somebody who works for them too that gotta.
Not at all.
You ain't think it was gonna be some kind of conflict like that. You just knew.
Not at all. Nope. Matthew Murdoch.
Old New York lawyer was gonna show up to LA and just law.
He had to come pick the suit up. So you know what, my man's like, hey, listen, I made that suit. I need a favor from you right now.
My man said, but I just
You
feel it.
right on time. You know what?
Hey, bro. Came in with that truth. Sorry, I'm late. I couldn't find a parking space. I'm playing. Judge. Coming to jump, just being charming all break. I'm playing.
just come and confuse all the fact that I'm late and everything. Just
my driver, he just had some trouble finding a place. We cool. Now, what does Daredevil drive? What does Matt Murdock, blind man, because he got there somehow. Do you think he Ubered?
I must say he rode an Uber. Yeah,
probably so.
Hey, he didn't drive.
My driver couldn't find the courthouse, so I apologize for being late. I like to have all that rigmarole she talking stricken from the strike. Strike it all. Get it out of here. Get it out of here. No, we can't strike it. Privacy Acts. And I listen. I know that they're superheroes, but let me tell you about the most important thing that happened in this entire episode.
The Sokovia Accords getting not in the MCU no more.
Sokovia Accords. The Sokovia Accords are gone. Bro.
You said that, I was like, oh.
It 100% opens them to do the Mutant Registration Act. Yeah. 100%. And he just let it slide out of his face.
Like it was nothing.
Yep.
It was nothing. Sokovia Accords don't exist anymore. They don't need anonymity, but we're not just talking about personal privacy. We're talking about whether or not people's families are now in danger, whether or not they are in danger. Criminals are looking for these people.
Yeah. Just because you want to be out in the public doesn't. Just because you want to be out in the public doesn't make everybody else want to be.
Everybody wants to be there.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Look, and yeah, Frowder for it. Your choice to be, and again, coming from a very personal. That's it. The one of the beautiful things about that whole run is the very personal, like being on the inside knowledge that he has about you choose to have yourself outed as a superhero. That is not a thing for everyone else. That's not necessarily something that everyone else wants to do. But it also means he's also talking about himself. He needs to maintain his own anonymity as someone who could be outed as Daredevil if this client list has to be exposed, because Luke makes outfits for him too. So he's not just adjudicating on Luke's behalf. He's adjudicating on his own behalf. Just because I don't care if people know, doesn't mean that other people do. It's a very, very clean, just like that run of dialogue is just so, there's so much going on there. And again, who repealed the Sokovia Accords? When did this happen? How did this happen? Why did this happen?
Don't know.
I don't know. And the fact that it hasn't been mentioned in anything, especially like Falcon and Winter
Soldier. Yep.
I would have thought that would have been the place of all places to probably talk about that at.
Maybe they bring it up in Captain America 4 or even Thunderbolts or something like that.
I feel like we'll find out sooner before that. Like, especially with Black Panther coming out, like there could be a nod to, like, obviously Endgame.
Could be.
Endgame, I don't know what could trigger just the fact that all these heroes were there, and maybe it took Tony Stark dying. I don't know why that would have even played necessarily a role in why the Sokovia Accords would get thrown out. But I feel like there's just all these different small little pieces are just going to add to the fact that, you know what, this is why heroes need to have these secret identities, because with certain ones of them being out, you know what? Oh, damn. Never mind. Folks don't know who Peter Parker is, so that one can't be used.
Yeah, I mean, look. From a hero standpoint, the Accord's biggest advocate is dead now, and died trying to saving the universe, right, from something that the world would never have seen coming. from something that the government probably would have waited way too long to act on.
Yeah.
And if you can imagine for a second that Thanos shows up in the sky to do whatever it is he's doing, and the Avengers hadn't already been acting to keep something from going the way it went.
Oh, it'd have been a wrap. Yeah.
Avengers would have been in a whole other country or something trying to do it, and they was like, yo, we need y'all back here now.
Well, again, also keep in mind that the inability to stop Thanos up front the first time could very easily be seen as something that was caused by the fact that you had people that couldn't move until the government said so.
Yep.
That those who did put themselves in harm's way and put their lives on the line for a secret place most people didn't even know about, nobody knew about, you know what I mean, until a couple of years ago, which is now ground zero for a battle that is going to determine whether or not literally half of the people on this planet, let alone throughout the universe, but of course we're talking about Earth, they don't even really understand what's going on beyond Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Ground zero is a place you didn't even know existed, that has been hiding for decades, right? That is more powerful and has better technology than anywhere else on the entire planet. Yet, the government is going to decide whether or not it's okay. If Iron Man had wanted to act, if War Machine had wanted to act, if Black Widow had wanted to act, they can't do anything but stand idly by until somebody says, hey,
okay,
Yeah.
go
It's
deal
cool.
with that. Go
Right?
deal with that.
you now have jurisdiction to operate in Africa. You can now go back to Africa after we started the Accords because of what happened and because you killed a bunch of people in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Scarlet Witch of all people is the one who shows up. Why is she up there this whole time shutting joints down? Right? If Captain America and Black Widow, if they hadn't been in hiding, running from the government
They would have
at
been
the
right
time that
there.
this happened, right? The possibility that they could have been ahead of it
Mm-hmm.
and they did chop his head off, that they did take care of getting rid of the Mind Stone beforehand
Yeah.
because they weren't separated from one another as all of this was happening, right? So you have to imagine that there's going to be a sect of people who are like, listen, y'all not in a position as the government, the U.S. government, to tell these people when they can act in other countries and go to the UN and let's put it to a vote and see if we want them to go do something. And you know what I mean? Like, somebody has to be ready to go right then and there, which I think is the thing that we'll probably see them hit on with the Thunderbolts. Right?
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense that the government would have a superhero, a superpowered team.
That they can send.
That's what the
Come
whole
on.
purpose of Captain America was in the first place.
Yeah.
Right? But that doesn't necessarily mean that it needs to be or has to be or would be the Avengers or that any and everybody has to sign up. But I think that with the advent of mutants and all of these people beginning to show up, as She-Hulk is consistently showing us, more and more people with powers. Luke Jacobson has an extensive list of people he's making outfits, uniforms for.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people with powers. He's been in business for some time. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, definitely.
You got a whole secret, you know what I mean, like lair kind of thing, if you want to get it. He's been in business for a long time. So, again, one of the things I do like a lot about what's happening with She-Hulk is the setup. There's a lot of setup for things, you know,
To
moving
come.
forward.
Yeah.
Matt Murdock thoroughly punishes her in court, again, using his super abilities. He is a better lawyer than her,
What kind of fuel?
partially because he's got abilities. Is that jet fuel?
Hey, what kind of fuel do you use in your suit,
Yeah.
by the way? I'm just
I
curious.
put that jet fuel in there. Like,
My man Luke was like, you did what?
Against my instructions? Yeah, since he broke, you know what I'm saying?
That's it. That's a wrap. Like,
and it just sitting there like, you did
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, even she reacted the same way. Like, bruh.
And you ain't tell me? You ain't asked.
How am I supposed to know?
Lawyer. You supposed to do your due diligence, bro.
Ask all the questions.
That's over. It's a wrap. My man Luke. No, honey. You can't get no dresses at all.
Never, ever get another one from me.
You know, Jen goes to wallow at the bar, the legal bar.
Yep.
In her favorite spot, her favorite bartender. Here's a drink, apple martini, green joint.
Right.
Who sent this? That guy over there. Oh, you came over here to gloat? Nah, I came over here to get your number, Slim.
I'm about to say, what? I came over here to
Let
flirt
me
with Charming.
To tell you what I came for. I really want to see if you try and be one of these defenders, but you might have to have that conversation later at the same time. I am wearing pants, right? Not for long, Matt.
Oh, they coming off.
Not for long.
Willingly or unwillingly, they're coming off.
I loved all her breaking the fourth wall in this episode. They were all
It was.
They were all dope
So
in this
clean.
episode. Yeah.
So clean, right?
Y'all feeling this, right? Y'all see it?
I feel this, right? This is. Yeah. Oh yeah, we know what's up.
Oh, we see
We
it.
familiar with how my man operates, and my man operates.
I actually like the idea of them being a ship in the MCU. I actually like
Foggy hates my man. You always be getting it.
Hey guys, just want to introduce Jen Walters over Lego. Wait, you got She-Hulk? Like,
I bagged She-Hulk. Yes. I bagged Jennifer. I'm sorry.
I
bagged Jennifer. Yeah.
You know.
She-Hulk is part of the package.
You know what? There's a part of me that was wondering whether or not, in some manner, she was going to, maybe address, after all she's been through from, like, just mentally, as far as like guys not wanting Jennifer, or not being interested or whatever, and only really caring about She-Hulk and blah blah blah, that the person who is the most interested and the most charming and whatever is the one who can't see her.
I see that.
That's what they did with The Thing. Right?
You're right.
Yeah,
that
it
is the
is.
exact.
It is.
You are right.
Yeah.
That's what they did with The Thing. So I was wondering whether or not they were going to go there. There's a part of me that feels like maybe they did a little something with it and kind of left it on the cutting room floor, but
I believe that. Yeah.
you know, we didn't get to see it, but I did find it interesting. There's a little bit of tension there. We about to make some things happen. My man's phone is vibrating. This is important. Let me just go ahead. Let me take this. Let me slide off for a second. She getting text messages from your favorite guy, Todd.
Like, nope. I don't want nothing to do with that.
Hey, look, I'm not about to answer it. My man hit her with I was under the impression that GLK&H was a 24-hour
24/7. That was
legal,
like
24/7 legal service. Cool. I didn't contact. Hey, dog.
you hit me with that. I'm done with you.
Oh yeah, that's cool. I got legal stuff going on too. You gotta go, Matt. Cool. Okay, go take care of your legal stuff. I got some legal stuff I gotta go take care of too. Cool. Shows up at the restaurant. My man looking swagged out as normal. Homie Todd. That's your man, son. I can tell.
I hate that dude.
Then they have done their job, sir.
Yes, they have.
I hate that dude too.
I was feeling Jen the whole time. Even that one time we was talking, and she doesn't say anything, but she just breaks the ball, just look at the camera like, y'all hear this, right? Like,
Yeah.
it just goes back to the
Yeah.
listening to him run his mouth. I'm like, oh, I feel you so much.
My man said, Wakanda forever.
Dog, when he
Nah,
did this,
Nah, I'm uncomfortable with that. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
That's not
Shut
for
up.
everyone.
Shut him down quick.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Jen. He said, yeah, I'm the only one out here, representing, African culture at my level. Like, bruh.
My man said, ain't nobody collecting African artifacts on my level. Like, hey, dog, I'm gonna steal you, dog.
Shut back.
That's one of them. Hey, listen, that's one of them. I will crush the actor in person joints. Like,
Yeah.
I hate you more than I hate Claw right now. I'm not. Man, let me slide a little closer to give you a drink now. I'm gonna just.
It just made me think of that video with that dude. It made me think of that dude with that video when the guy catches Tariq from Power in the elevator. He just started going on him, and he like, dude, you know, I'm just playing somebody. He's like, tell your mother.
Exactly, bro. And my man is steaming when she walks out, and I understand, but she, rightfully so.
Nope.
Now, let's talk about this for a second, because my man straight up says, she's like, what's the legal problem? Why am I here right now? Mm-hmm. I went to an auction. I bought me one of them Wakandan spears. Hey, dog, what does that have to do with me?
Yeah, exactly. Why am I here from a legal perspective?
Because Wakanda wants it back. They say because it was taken by colonizers.
I was like,
I said, okay. But so you want Jennifer to defend your stolen artifact from the Wakandans?
I ain't having Dora Milaje show up on my doorstep. Nope.
I mean, she don't know. She don't know.
No, she don't know yet.
She knows, but she don't know.
No. Bucky knows.
Bucky knows all too well.
When they come to collect, they collect.
What? So let's break it down. We have speculated in the past that he is one of the members of the Wrecking Crew.
Yeah.
We know that he specifically went on a date with her and talked to her about being able to penetrate her skin.
Mm-hmm.
He called her a specimen.
Yes, he did.
He specifically asked her if vibranium could pierce her skin.
Yes, he did.
And he called a spear that's made out of vibranium. We also saw them have a needle that looked like it was made out of vibranium. Did they melt the spear down?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
They did something of. Yeah.
He can't give it back. Probably if he could give it back, he probably would have done so to that.
Maybe.
I ain't effing with y'all. Here, take this back. Get off my doorstep.
If they would have showed up before he had already melted it down and turned it into a needle. Mm-hmm. Like if they just showed up already, then they coming in there taking it. They're not giving them a chance. You got 24 hours.
Well, there's a part of me that feels like he didn't even go. It came on the market and he went to the auction and bought it after he had the conversation with her about whether or not vibranium could.
Even though this seems like this is all I don't know if he had it beforehand and maybe it just so happened to work out. But the auction from Hawkeye that they were selling this stuff, I almost feel like maybe he bought it there. Maybe it was originally supposed to be like just something that was gonna go on the wall, but then this element of thing presented itself, and now it's like I can use that spear I got on my wall.
I mean, maybe.
It might be worth going back and revisiting that Hawkeye scene just to see if there was anything in the background or something like that. Just look.
We gonna go back. That spear gonna be sitting. We just passed it off. Oh, such got that spear. On to the next item.
If that was a thing, I figured it'd be all over the internet by now.
I was gonna say I think they would have done that, but if nothing else, though, we recognize that Hawkeye does make canon the fact that there are these auctions that are happening that happen to have artifacts like this that people just ain't really supposed to have access to, or whatever. So. She leaves, pretty angry, gets a call as soon as she gets in the house. My man is, they're trying to get me. I need your help.
Are we talking?
First of all, how is this my problem? I'm your lawyer. I'm not the police. Call the police. Why are you calling me? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you calling me for? But she clearly can see his location somehow. because she looks and she's like, oh, you're nearby. All right, I'll meet
Yeah.
you there. I'll be there. Shows up. My man got the fresh green. What was that, a Porsche?
Mm-hmm. Thanks.
It looked like a 911. Like a green 911, which is very frog looking.
Of course.
You know, steps in the road, blocks the car. Daredevil goes flying. We get the flippity flip from the preview trailers. Turn around like, oh, we gonna fight?
Oh yeah, we about to box.
Let's talk about it then. We about to fight. Jokes. Daredevil versus She-Hulk. What's going through your mind when this is getting ready to happen?
I was like, oh man, like I know you got to come. I'm like, oh man, you just gonna take one mean slap and I'm like, this how we gonna do Daredevil? We gonna wrap Daredevil up right now, and we. But at the same part of me, I was like, hey, he gonna maneuver around and do something. So I knew that was gonna be a pretty interesting fight that we were gonna see, even if it was only for that little small piece that we got. But she ended up getting the better of him. Like he was trying to run and he was trying to catch up. So he really
he wasn't really trying to fight her.
Yeah, he was trying to get dude.
And he was too slow to hit him.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't do it. I will say this. There's a precursor to what happens at the end of the show. And it happens in other times in the series. She doesn't seem to suffer from the anger issues that Bruce has. She does, however, suffer from frustration.
Mm-hmm.
She gets frustrated. It's on. And she just straight up picked up someone's vehicle.
And Chuck.
Like, somebody who just minding their business is gonna come outside.
Remote
To a
hand
note.
ready to-
And look, I thought the same things. I was like, really? Like that's more like old school. Like I think he was gonna pick up a random person's car and just chuck it at somebody.
The
That's like,
lawyer in
Oh,
you
the whole
is
garage.
gonna allow you to just pick up someone's vehicle and throw it at a man. You're just gonna throw a car at a man.
because you're frustrated, you can't hit him.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You're just gonna put a hole in the whole upper level of the parking lot. We just
Once again, not used to fighting as, or not even fight, just fighting, just doing that as She-Hulk. You know what I mean? Like you got to pull some things back. Like you said,
yeah. I mean, like she knows what she can do because she practiced. So she was purposeful when she intended for Daredevil to fall through the cracks in the parking lot and possibly become buried under the rubble.
and everything under it is going to be crushed.
Straight up. Just,
It's all
and my
good,
man
though.
just backflipping off the sides of buildings, just like, okay, bro, sell it for me. Sell me, dog. She's telling my man, go. He's like, listen, you got the wrong guy. You don't understand. The person you're defending is the bad guy here. Blah,
When she
blah,
finally
blah.
caught up to him and just snatched off his mask, I was like,
Hey,
okay,
listen, let me tell you
like,
something,
just like that.
bro. Can I just say that
I see.
moment literally spit in the face of almost every super, like, yo, I immediately thought about the first Batman movie.
Dog,
Look under the cape.
Dog.
See who's under there.
on everything, dog. I did the same thing. It was so quick. She just grabbed and snatched. I was like, that was the reveal? Like,
Hey, no,
like, really?
I feel like my man should have had like a strap.
No.
I feel like there was a strap or something underneath it. It was
Nothing.
holding it in place. Like she just.
Nah,
Nothing.
man, no, there's no chin strap on that helmet, bro. She just yoinked that joint off his head. Hey,
Huh?
Slim. What?
Yeah, that threw me for a loop. Like, okay, Jen, you need to know who this person is, and you don't care.
She's not about. She don't want to be a superhero, so she ain't respecting those boundaries.
None.
Doing that. Plus, you don't even know who Daredevil
I'm
is anyway.
gonna find out who it is. All that flipping and flopping you doing?
Oh, I'm taking you to
Find
court.
out.
What's your name?
Come to find out, you
see
telling
your
me you
face.
actually ain't blind. Like she went straight for it. He's like, nah.
I'm not mad at her saying that though, because he is, fighting her and flipping and leaping off of buildings and stuff. Like, it's a legitimate question to ask,
You're like, oh, Slim, you be faking too? Ooh. Nah, I can't really see. I used to have good hearing. I could use to do that. Till you
After
just thunderclapped my ear.
Oh, so you got echolocation?
Yeah. That was
something
And you
something
call
like
that,
that.
so like echolocation? I mean, yeah, kind of like that. Till you thunderclap. Hey, dog.
I would love to see this face when he got thunderclap from the front. Just like, why?
that was so worse.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what. Blind man didn't see that coming.
Oh no, he didn't.
He heard it when that was happening.
Hey, like, he felt it.
Tenfold.
Hey, dog, you got thunderclapped into a vehicle, dog.
Hard.
Hard, bro.
It
Hard.
moved. It moved.
Glass shattered.
Crushed that
Hard,
bit
bro.
Didn't proceed to
He
get his
put
mask
that
yanked
grandma
off.
up, one-handed, just. Who is your name? Not what is your. Who is your name?
Reveal yourself, criminal.
You cannot hide from me. She yoinked that Batman. He was just standing there looking dumb and like into a direction, like, oh
Wait, did that
man.
just happen right now?
She really just did that.
Just, straight up.
Oh,
I actually can't see, bro. So then they go to team up, bro.
that was great.
I have a certain level of appreciation for him being like, no, I do this.
Yeah.
This is a thing I do. Straight up, just like, it's 16 in the hallway, it's 8 below us, 2 on this side. I'm gonna go in there. It's gonna take me about 15 seconds per person to knock them out. I'm gonna just go in there, take them down, and then you can come in and we can just go grab them, and you know what I'm saying, and we out. She
look.
like 30 minutes? Hey, no, when she said that, I was like, he said like 15 seconds.
Right,
Oh,
I
like-
was doing that too, and but what
He was like, that's not how that math works. That's not
Hey, no, I'm sorry. Their banter was great in this
that banter
episode.
is perfect.
But again, she's kind of dumb. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so you want to take 30 minutes now? I could just go in there and just knock them all out. He's like, they have weapons. Yeah, they can't hurt me though. Like, you know what I mean? She like that don't. It doesn't matter they have weapons.
Well, when he was explaining that to her, the moment he was like, "Yeah, there's 16 people in the hallway," I was like,
Always see.
Always.
Always see.
Me too, bro. Me too, bro.
Specifically did that on purpose.
As soon as he got into the hallway, it was like, oh, here we go with a hallway scene.
Nah, as soon as he said it was 16 of them in the hallway, I was like, "Oh, here we go."
Yep. Not a continuous fight scene, but they let my man go to work, bruh.
Yeah.
I don't even know what hit that first dude. My man was not.
I was the hardest I laughed in this whole damn episode. When
Let me
that
tell you
first,
something.
when he was talking about, yeah, what is this gonna call us? The tadpoles? We look like a tadpole. Yeah, and
My man said, I don't want to be no baby frog. I thought he said we was gonna be called tadpoles. And before my man could even be saying, hey, you stupid. Hey, tadpoles is baby frog. What?
Yo, you just see some funk and he dropped. I started crying laughing.
That was made me.
That was my Captain
That
America
made
shield.
me miss Captain America shield throw.
Yes, that made me miss my Captain America shield. Oh,
hey, bruh.
I'm down with Daredevil to replace that.
I don't even know what he got hit with. He wasn't even in the same room as Slim. He opened the door and threw a guy from another room.
Hey, I don't know, but Daredevil's a beast. He cracked him with one of the batons and put him down.
Hey, bruh, punish all 5 of them. 5 more dudes show up. And I'm gonna say this. I have an appreciation for like the level of brutality they allow.
Yeah. I agree.
Feel like they were making a point. Like, yes, like we doing this, there's some comedy here, but when it's time,
we can
Daredevil
do it.
gonna do what Daredevil does.
And it doesn't have to be, we don't have to go extra bloody and graphic.
You don't have to hear the bones breaking. You don't have to
give you that same Daredevil that y'all looking for.
Just know that folks gonna get hit hard.
Yeah. Cause that last dude, when he whipped it out and cracked the head and came back, I was like, oh.
I said, oh, I've been waiting for you, sir. I've been waiting for you, sir. Yeah. Hey, when them other 5 people showed up and they was just taking their time, and my man was like, oh, I ain't running. I'm at the end of this hallway. All these dudes that are already on the ground, y'all all can have some of this. I ain't beat up nobody in LA yet. We just getting started, bruh.
Mm-hmm.
I do this in New York all the time. Y'all LA boys soft. I'm ready to do something.
I was waiting though. I was like, where's she at? Here she go.
Of course.
Yeah, here she go.
Of course.
Yeah.
Right through the ceiling, bro.
All of them done.
And I appreciate how somehow she knew exactly where they were to come right down through the ceiling. But it's cool. She like, you the one want to take 30 minutes. I got time for all that. I'm out here doing nothing. I got all this power and I'm standing outside.
Right.
You're supposed to send me in first. You the cleanup crew. I don't want to be the cleanup crew. And that's another thing that I kind of like. Like, she was like itching for some action. And I think for the first time she really was like in a place where she was like, I'm about to enjoy what I can really do as She-Hulk. Like the little fight with Titania is kind of personal, it's just me and her, whatever. The joint where I was defending myself against the little dudes that tried to attack me or whatever, that's cool.
Yeah.
But this is like her first taste of like going and fighting crime. Mind you, he said to her when they sat down, when they were having it, like you can take care of people, you know, and use the law to your advantage. And when the law fails people, you can still, you know what I'm saying? And like just kind of lay down the Daredevil school of thought.
Yeah.
And I do think that did something for her, right?
I agree.
That is prepared to be official. She took that moment to be like,
I can actually
get ready to go do something, and he is kind of calling me to do something. So let me grab the suit real quick and put it on. I might as well.
Being out there with Matt, having somebody else out there and letting her, let me actually get into it and try this out and have some fun with it and see, you know, just go out there with. I got somebody for backup to, you know, who made sense in what he was talking to her. You know what I mean? And it seems I got some chemistry with. Like, okay.
Yeah, even just for the first time, really embracing, you know, there was a moment where the books were called Savage She-Hulk. Embracing the savage and not just the sexy. Not just the look of She-Hulk and the height of She-Hulk and what it does for her, you know, from a come date me or whatever standpoint, but actually be like for the first time embracing her strength and how raw she can be, and like knowing I can go down here and whoop all these dudes. Like, what's up? Just let me do what I do. This isn't a thing you do. This is what I do. Let me do this. Follow my lead. And I'm not really gonna do that. And I like that she, in this, we got to see her embrace the other part of her that is She-Hulk. So they get in and they get to whoop her. She throwing my man Frogger arcade joints around. Like
no, that's vintage. That's vintage.
And giving my man straight up legal advice as his lawyer. And then having Matt come in from the background like, actually,
hey, you should probably want to do this.
What I would do is, let's run this joint to PTSD, you know, because that's probably the best way. So he's a lawyer too? Nah, I just watch a lot of law shows.
Hey!
All right. All right. Oh, all right. Listen, let me explain something to y'all. I I swear this dude Luke Jacobson was tied to that chair with like extension cord.
It looked like it,
Like,
Yeah.
a lot of outdoor extension cord. Hey Slim, she one-handed yanked them joints.
Oh
off.
yeah.
Hey, listen, I know she's strong. I just seen her chuck a car, dog.
But
Hey, but dog,
Did you go-
extension cord?
the bungee joints.
What?
I feel like his hand should have broke all at the same time when she just pulled it off.
Hey, dog, she ripped them joints in half. Like, just,
Like it was nothing. Like it was paper.
And she knew
Right.
she could do it like it was nothing.
and Luke was just like, okay, whatever.
Like fine.
I guess we good.
I'll make it
I
drastic.
guess. You know. The fact that this Bama kidnapped Luke Jacobson,
Hold up.
left his hands free.
My man plays the lily pad though, yeah.
Oh,
With the name on it.
straight up.
Like you straight a bat villain. So I
But this is
swear,
the thing. But listen. Okay, look.
hey, did he have a spotlight in there with his logo on it? I swear he did.
I believe so.
Probably
Okay.
so.
I believe so.
Okay, just make
But
sure.
there were
somebody
comics.
get-
There were like when Luke was designing, like he had him designing a new suit.
Mhm.
There were actual pictures of him from the comics that, like, I guess were being used as reference in the joint. Like, it's ridiculously meta. But he was told, like, he was like, yeah, I'm at the lily pad. She was like, am I supposed to know what that
You
is?
know what that is?
Oh, it's
Yes,
actual
because it's
building.
in bright lights,
Yes, bright neon lights on top of it.
dog. But the fact that listen, here's the thing, and this is another one. This might be one of my favorite moments of all time. Straight up, can't believe this dude got goons and henchmen.
And he broke it down.
There is a
Goons
difference
and henchmen
between
not the same
goons
thing,
and
bro.
henchmen. Henchmen believe in the cause.
Goons just here for the paycheck.
Straight up.
I was like, oh,
Facts,
Straight up.
bro. Facts. Clearly, my man does this.
Yes.
This is what I do. Yeah, bro. Like, that joint was so clean. So clean. And yeah, their chemistry is like ridiculous.
Yeah.
Super spot on. They saved the day. And Luke Jacobson is free. And fine, I will make you a dress. Fine. Okay? Let me join you on this rooftop real quick though, buddy.
So we can have a moment.
Let me talk to you, Matt. Let's sit down for a second. Let me bump your shoulder for a moment. When you going back to New York, bro? Oh, I got time.
Straight up.
maybe I'll come back and take you out to dinner.
Hey, Slim, the fact that they showed up to the apartment, he was wearing the joint. When they got there, this is gonna be a struggle. So you gotta
You gotta do all
have
this
to
and that.
That was funny. So
I
she
got
didn't get that shirt off.
Look like she ain't ripped that jump. She turned to She-Hulk and just said, "You gonna have to get yourself another suit."
just like she took that helmet off.
What?
That's probably why he didn't wear it inside.
Just put right off my man dome, bro. Yeah. And then my man did the walk of shame.
Walk of shame.
Oh, that was great.
In full damn
Barefoot
devil
joint,
getter.
dog. Just walking through the
Yes.
grass while Slim walking his dog.
I was dying.
Dog, listen, I'm like, hey, Matt Murdock, dog, if you don't put something on your nasty feet while you walking in the grass, bro. What's up on you? My man's walking his dog. You know what that dog just did where you walking?
Hey,
Come
look,
on.
all his senses, he good. He can smell it, sense it,
Whatever,
get out the
dog.
web, he good.
Where was he going?
He was going back to his hotel to get his stuff and head to the airport.
Why didn't he put his boots on, dog? You know you leaving the house. Why you ain't put your boots on?
Oh, I guess because he's blind and he needs his feet, so his feet are touching the ground, so he can kind of feel and use the sonar where he's going to. Is that why he didn't do it?
Sure, let's go with that. It makes
We
sense.
will not go with that. We
I've
will
seen that.
absolutely not go
Well,
with that.
I've seen that in something, but I don't recall what I've seen that in.
You've seen that Daredevil's bare feet
No,
need to touch
not
the grass.
Daredevil,
Yeah.
but I've seen it in another movie. I'm trying to think of what it was. Somebody was blind. They didn't wear their shoes because
It's a sensory thing.
yeah, and I can't remember.
Bro,
Can't
listen,
remember.
listen. That specifically refers to not wearing shoes so that they can feel the bass in the music and enjoy the music and dancing. It doesn't have anything to do with walking home, bro. It don't have nothing to do with
Well,
walking
maybe
home.
he was floating on cloud nine and just enjoying himself and just feeling like.
Oh, he did enjoy himself.
Okay, so he had a good time last night. You know, helped save somebody, met a friend, and got some cheeks. So he was good.
Found out.
This was a successful LA trip.
Exactly. Yes.
What?
Got to
So
catch up
successful.
Got to catch up in mustard suit. He was good.
Fried my man.
I died. Like I was
What's the
glad. I
point?
was laughing so hard when she said that.
It's really the look. Well, I'm blind, so I don't know. Like,
I think they pulled it off well. You
Yes.
know?
Oh, they
I hate the way it looks in the comics. Like that thing is ugly. But okay.
well, it was like a boxing leotard on top of like just like a
The
yellow
actual-
bodysuit, which was like it's supposed to look bad because it's from like the '60s. Everything was bad then. Like all the outfits. Was
Yeah, I
terrible.
just like to see how they take those and bring them into the MCU. So I like how
Oh
they
yeah. Well, I mean, because it looked a lot like his original suit from the show,
Sure.
yeah,
just with the with the fresh color scheme.
yeah.
You know what I mean? My man Luke was like, I don't know who told you could wear that color green. Told my man like, I don't. Nah, that green ain't for you, bro. Yeah. And just as it seems like the show should be coming to an end,
Fourth wall break.
That fourth wall break was clean.
it's not. Not at all. I guess this is the second to last episode, huh? Guess we gotta do something. Let's do it. I mean, for real, I was perfectly in my head like they wasn't gonna do the gala until the last episode.
Last episode.
Same here. Yeah.
It's like, wait.
But I was really like, let me look at the time. They still got 10 minutes left. Hey, we gotta get some show, y'all.
This 30 minutes is actually. I was like, this feels pretty
He
good.
straight up said, "Hey, you and the devil man? Oh, y'all had a
Wait,
okay.
it was
Right now
you.
we got to do your makeup. You got to do your makeup. Okay, I guess it is Friday.
Her with the Wolverine out here, like, what the
Yeah.
All right, so we show up, dressed to impress, ready to go. We at the gala. Let's go in here. We about to get this joint nominated. I'm ready. I'm feeling it. My parents show up.
Mhm.
Hey, listen, Joke, you probably don't know nothing about this. Sin. I meant to bring this up the first time they showed her parents on the show,
Mhm.
but I didn't. I want to talk about her father being the main character from Perfect Strangers for a second.
I remember someone. I've seen that post a couple of times. Obviously, I never watched that, John.
No, bro, you too young. I think Perfect Strangers. Let's see. Family Matters started in '89, which is when you was born, and Perfect
Mhm.
Strangers was already on because it was a spinoff. Family Matters was a spinoff of Perfect Strangers, so that's like '87, '88, maybe. So it's definitely from before your time. You don't know nothing about Balky Bartolomew's and Dan
Let's say
Story.
Balky.
I'll tell you what, having my man Mark show up has been good for me. My man is alive, and I you know what I mean. I don't know where my man been. My man is alive and getting it. It just kind of felt good to see him again,
Yeah.
one more time. Family's there. We ready to go.
Mhm.
We showing off, right? Oh, you need a jacket. Oh, she can wear my jacket. She can't fit your jacket.
Your jacket.
She working the dress. Yeah. She's ready for it.
She
Thought
can't
that.
fit your jacket, boy.
That's a sharp.
We go in, we
Maybe.
sit down. My man comes up, makes the announcement. Talks about having the lawyers having to do everything backwards. That's a classic moment about just how, women have to do everything men have to do, but it's more difficult. You got to do it in high heels, and it's just an attempt to give them some kudos. And then announces every female lawyer.
Yeah.
I was like, yo.
Yeah.
This is a participation award.
Really?
Yeah. That's dirty.
But I like Mallory's response. You got something to say? Yeah, I got something to say. But she really gonna take this joint to heart. Jen Walls, I want to thank my parents, and I want to thank. And she saw Todd. The homie was there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure he was wearing a mask after it all went down.
Oh, he was. Oh, he was.
Oh, yeah.
You sure it was him?
Yes.
Because, here's my thing. She revealed Daredevil with no hesitation. Same episode. Whoop, yank.
Yep.
Hey, dog, just take the mask off for Slim.
I was
That's all
like,
you had to do. Just take it off.
but I think because she was in that frustrated,
Bro, she was in a very Hulk-like state.
Yeah.
so that type of
Snarling,
focus just
bro.
wasn't
like,
there.
just like
Yeah, she was pissed.
growling and snarling.
Yeah. And she had to collect herself.
I had to tell her, like,
Try.
I would have broke the screen.
I would have too.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
But here's the thing, Jennifer Walters doesn't deserve your praise. She isn't who you think she is. Here's who she is. And it's just like I told y'all, they don't have her blood yet. This is about being in a position to blackmail her. This is about being in a position to set her up. And that's what they did. Set her up. I don't know where they're trying to go from here, because when the show ends, she's surrounded by a department, and she's beginning to calm down a little bit.
Yeah.
But y'all know as well as I do, she could just body everybody out.
The facts.
Easily.
Now they do have what look like modified versions of the same, like, audio cannons that they used to use against the Hulk. We talked about those. They had those same weapons. They were using them in Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
So they're ready. They was on the scene a little fast for me.
Too quick for me. Too quick. Like they were on standby. It was like, listen, we think such and such is gonna go down. You guys should just be on call.
Like they were waiting for her to act
Talk
out.
out.
Like,
Yeah.
So there's a couple things I have, because we don't have a big bad for this show just yet. And I think we might be. It might not be false. We might not be falsely being directed towards this Todd gentleman, but he feels a bit like a scapegoat. And there's a part of me that feels like Mallory might be in some way responsible for some of this. She's the one who's on the website in like, what is that, 2 episodes ago. And like, nah, don't tell Jen. Why don't tell Jen? Oh, she got enough going on, right? Do I think she could possibly be after getting the blood or whatever? Maybe not, but she may have initially been behind trying to ruin her or something like that in that career. Because again, we talked about like her possibly coming from that standpoint of like, I earned this. Like I'm not just here simply because I'm a Hulk,
Right.
or whatever. Like I worked for this. So there could be some of that. Mallory's there. I don't know who she's there with, if she has family or whatever there. She's at the luncheon, but Pug is at the table with Jen.
Yeah.
Mallory not at that table with them. You would think it's just them
All
from
of
the
them will
office.
be there together.
And for real, you would think that Mallory, being from the same office as them, would be sitting with them, but she's not. Especially after having developed what seems like a relationship with who is supposed to be Jen's best friend. They seem to have kind of like a thing going on a little bit, you know, a couple episodes ago. That whole thing of like, no, Jen, don't do it. I just have a little, they are rivals. Mallory does do some things similar to this in the comics. There's a part of me that feels like the way that she's introduced, the moments that they have given to her, sort of unnecessarily are gearing us up for something that's coming from her direction. Like the amount of attention they're giving to her, for her to not be a rival, for her to not, you know, Pug's cameos haven't been quite the same. So it makes me think that there might be
a little more to that.
Yeah, a little something else that's going on here. I'm not saying Todd's not involved, but in that moment, if you think back in that moment when they're at GLK&H and she sees Todd there after she goes on a date with him, he's talking to Mallory. She's standing right next to him. He's a client and has been a client for a long time. He's one of our best clients or whatever. Clearly, he was a client before there was a superhero division, you know, or whatever, because they just started that. But he's one of our biggest clients. Okay. I dropped $1 million. Clearly, Slim has a lot of money. $1 million. You know what that is? $1 million. I dropped $1 million.
Yeah, I know what that is.
$1 million. Yeah, I got it. I don't care. Why am I here?
I don't like
you. Martini. Like, why am I here? I do think Todd is involved.
Yes.
There's a part of me that feels like Mallory may be up to something as well. And I don't know if it's purposefully quite as deep as maybe she doesn't know. Maybe she's into the intelligentsia thing just because it's like this joint that is the face of the company that I work for, that I work so hard for, that whatever, and I'm a better lawyer than her. Like, it could just be some hate. But I feel like there could be something else. Y'all get that at all?
Pieces. It's just like kind of like how you said, the way that she's been talked about, having those moments on screen or whatnot ever. There you go. There's your work for you. I think it's trying to deflect us a little bit, and so like me and Sin are still on the same boat that like this dude Pug it's gonna be him. Like, we're still there, but I'm starting to think that is
Pug's cool, bro. He's clean.
It's not gonna happen. I do think
I would never trust him.
I do think he's shaping up to be cool, but there's that little bit in the back of my head. But I think she would be the good swerve that they could just throw in that would kind of be like the surprise. It's like, even though we've had these moments together, you know, we've had a drink, whatnot ever, we've been friends, I say with quotes on there for it. That would be I think a decent swerve to throw in.
Where is Titania? Is she coming back next episode?
I feel like she's the after credit scene. I feel like she's gonna like do like the, oh, you thought I was gonna go away or something like that, and she's gonna show up, but it's still gonna be some other big thing tied to it. She's gonna be the minor piece of that, but I think she'll be the after credit scene. One of the after credit scenes.
She'll be around next episode somehow. She's not done with She-Hulk yet, and even if Todd is the big bad of this thing, it's not like She-Hulk can bang with Todd. You know what I mean? There's got to be somebody for her to trade blows with. So I'm thinking somehow Titania. Raise it. Thank you, Titania. Sorry, raised her head up. You know, somehow in the last episode. Mallory.
All right, so what's our run? Are we getting a Red She-Hulk?
By the end of next episode?
Who else is?
No. I think they foreshadowed that in this season with the end with the lights. I think they foreshadowed that it's coming. But I like our original idea with that happening with Thunderbolts and all that type of stuff and coming. And Titania right now is the best lead into that as far as the information that we have. So
I feel like Titania is. If I had, I do have to guess. I was gonna say if I had to guess, I do have to guess. I think the after credit scene is probably related to Thunderbolts,
I do too.
something like that. Like it could be an invitation, or it's gonna be related somehow to She-Hulk getting an invitation to participate in a team or something somewhere, some way, somehow. Whether that be going to New York because of all of what's happened there, and having a law division there, or doing something there, being able to be in the Defenders, maybe having an opportunity to cameo on Daredevil show. Just it could be a complete separate one-off or something like that. For all we know, though, I mean, the after credit joint could be a scroll.
Could be. I think maybe we'll see. Like we've been seeing, like the text messages stuff to Hulk King. I'm thinking maybe that'll probably be the person, cause that's the only one.
I think they're leaning you towards Hulk King being Todd.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But Hulk King could very easily be Mallory, or very easily be the Thinker, or MODOK, or
MODOK actually kind of crossed my mind. I was like, could they make that work right now?
I mean, it could be Leader, and we know that the Leader is going to show up soon. He'll be in the next Captain America movie. So the fact that we know he's coming in the next Captain America movie, it kind of makes sense for them to introduce him in some manner, and he certainly could be introduced here. If considering that movie, that Edward Norton movie, is canon, it means that having the same actor to come back to play the Leader, that means that this gentleman has been the Leader for 20 years.
20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Slim's been around.
Yeah.
Doing God knows what.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, there's a lot that could happen. I know I'm excited about the last episode. I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do with it, and how they move forward. Because the way the episode ended, it ends in such a manner where it's like, oh, we really just stopping in the middle of some action. Like,
yeah.
Does it pick up? Does it pick up exactly where this episode left off, or is it going to be like it picks up and she's locked up somewhere
in custody or something like that?
I think it's going to pick up where it left off at.
I think what she'll be like, either in custody, she'll be somewhere. I don't think they'll pick up from right there. I think either she'll get control.
With a fourth wall break.
Definitely a fourth wall break, and like, just guys, I guess you need to know how I got in cuffs, even though she could clearly like break out of themselves.
Well, I'm sure they have some kind of. I mean, again, they could move Abomination, I guess, or whatever. Are we getting cameos in next week's episode?
Oh, for sure. At least one. I think
Who is
at least
Abomination?
One. Nah, I think it's going to be someone that we haven't seen yet.
If it's somebody we haven't seen, that'll be in the after credit scene.
You don't think anybody shows up to help her?
I think Daredevil might show up.
She doesn't handle this on her own.
I think Daredevil might show up.
Matt Murdock made delayed.
Well, they said he's only in. They said he's only in one episode. That's supposed to be confirmed. He's only in one episode.
If I was gonna say maybe he doesn't leave.
Don't get me wrong.
That's what I was thinking.
Marvel be lying.
True. That's what I was thinking. Like maybe he didn't leave until like before he left. He may saw it on the news or something like that. Decided to go back and just help her. You got a situation. That's what I was thinking.
Maybe. Again, that's why I think maybe he shows up, or someone like that shows up, where there's a message at the end that's like, yeah, come join the Defenders. Come be. Because again, he just seemed like he was kind of talking to her about wanting her to actually use her other abilities outside of being a lawyer.
Yeah.
So we'll replace Iron Fist with She-Hulk. Got it.
Yes.
That's not happening. It's not.
Yeah, Iron Fist doesn't exist. Let's just leave it at that.
I mean, you seem to trust Feige to do everything else.
Look, before we start bringing Iron Fist back, let's see what he does with Fantastic Four.
Nah, as a matter of fact, let's see what he does with Iron Fist before we get Fantastic Four. I trust. Listen, I trust him to do an Iron Fist right. Wait, following on the heels of Shang-Chi, I trust him to do Iron Fist right way before I expect him to get Fantastic Four right.
Well, let's not bring what's Homeboy back for for Iron Fist.
Daniel Rand can't be the guy.
No.
Daniel Rand can't be the guy. It's gonna have to be another Iron Fist. The one that teaches.
They get rid of him, then cool, whatever.
That'll be so fire. All right, look, man, let's wrap this up. Where we at? Everybody still feel the same scores as the beginning of the episode?
Feel good.
I'm still at a 9, yes.
Folks, you're still at a 10.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This is the only Disney Plus MCU show episode. This is the only show to get a 10 at all.
I feel like I've given at least one.
I don't think so. But if you did, what do you think you gave it to?
It was either Loki. It was more than likely in Loki than anything.
All right, well, go back and watch Spoiler Boys and see, buddy.
Man.
I don't remember you giving a 10 for anything.
Definitely 9s. Maybe not.
Yeah, this right now is the best episode of any MCU show.
If you're gonna put it that way, yes. I'm not like I'm still judging this show within the confines of the show. I ain't comparing it to the others.
It's still the best joint. Has to be. That's all. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. We can fight about this another time. Listen, I appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Listen to this episode of Spoiler Boys. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. This has been your Spoiler Boys for episode 8 of She-Hulk. We will be back next Monday for the finale. But we will also have episodes that will go up for our continued coverage of Andor. So keep your eyes and ears peeled for that. Again, we appreciate you. We're out. Tools and Loose.
Loading snacks.